Hi everybody and welcome to another edition of You Got This Equestrian with me, Hayley from Red Bear Equestrian. So I am so excited that you are going to be joining me today. So this is our Equestrian Confidence series of Equestrian Confidence Conversations. So it is a mix of my insights and also conversations with other equestrians. So if you want to know where all this started, scroll back up to the first video where I have shared all about that. Okay, so this week I want to talk to you about how we blow stuff up in our own brains. So one thing that I have really learned from doing these conversations is that we all have a totally different perception of reality, and that usually our own perception is nothing like reality. So for example, last week, or a couple of weeks ago now actually, I'd had my daughter out in the big fields on my very naughty fell pony, where he had been for weeks prior to this, loving it, having running races with us, having the best time. The day before this particular ride, we'd had some friends round. We were all messing around in the fields, having races with her. Amazing. And towards the end of that, he started to get a little bit excited. So we stopped doing what we were doing and just took it down a notch. The next time she rode, he obviously remembered this, because the minute he walked in the gate into the big fields, it was like a little explosion. He was so excited. He just bounced all the way down the sides. My initial reaction, being on the ground and not being on his back, was, ride through it. He will be absolutely fine. He will soon calm down. Just ride through. Her reaction was very different, because obviously she was on his back. She felt that these were massive, great big bounces, that he was being super, super bouncy. He was being really naughty. They were rears. Luckily, I had been filming some video, and so I had this on video. And actually, it was really interesting to look back and see how both of our perceptions were totally different. So it was nowhere near as bad as what she thought, but equally, I maybe played it down a little bit. So it was just interesting to see how we both had totally different perceptions to the reality from where we were at the time. Now, videoing lessons is something I used to do an awful lot after my accident. Again, if you want to know any more about that, go up to video 1. And videoing lessons is something that I used to do a lot to be able to reflect and see where I could improve, or just videoing my rides in general, just to see a true account of what it was actually like. But it's something that I actually don't do a lot for me now. I do a lot for my children, but not a lot for myself. So after this, I decided that what I was going to do was I was going to video my ride last week. Which I'm really glad I did, because the minute my horse came in, he was very snorty, very stampy. He was a little bit on edge. And actually, at certain points during our ride, I could feel him, what I thought was tensing up, getting ready to be naughty. Because he does have, a little bit of a stroppy side when he wants to. But actually, what was really interesting was when I watched the video back, it was the same point as we were going around that he always did it. And what I realised was actually that is where my daughter usually canters him, lets him have a bit of fun. And it's funny how, as much as they love that routine, or some of them love that routine for their day-to-day lives, they get into that routine in their ridden work as well and come to expect certain things. And that's clearly what it was. It was every time we got to that point, he was like, yes, we're going to have some fun. No, we're not, because it's not her riding, it's mum. And I was expecting him to be really sensible and do some nice schooling. So if I didn't have that video, I would probably have blown that up in my own mind, because he'd come in a certain manner. Goodness knows why, they just all have their days, don't they? But because he'd come in that way and he was a bit snorty when he came in, I would immediately have thought, actually, he's just being naughty. He was just getting ready to have a little strop. I just need to ride him through it. But actually, the reality was he was just getting really excited because he thought he was going to have some fun. And it's really easy to blow it up in your own mind. And I would totally have blown it up in my own mind had I not had the video there. And we do this with so much stuff. We create our own reality. And it's quite often totally different to reality. We create our own narrative, and the video breaks this down. Because we hit that pole, because there was a book, because we made an error. Obviously, it was going to be a huge error. Obviously, it was going to be the world's biggest book. because we create our own narrative. So I'm now really busy at going and looking at different filming options, because I'm finding that my camera on my phone is only catching half the arena where we ride. So if you've got any suggestions of what you use, if you video your lessons, please let me know, because I would absolutely love to find something which isn't ridiculously expensive that can help me film that riding. So I'm currently scouring on Google. But actually, it does make such a difference, just being able to have that alternative perspective, because we can be our own best and our worst critics, and equally we can be our own best teachers. And all we need to do is allow ourselves to change our stories and believe, and truly believe, about the rider that we have the potential to be, and about the horse that our horses have the potential to be as well. So I want to set you a little challenge. This weekend, get your cameras out and film your ride, and really look at the potential that you and your horse have, and make sure you keep filming your rides to see how far you've come and how far you're going to come. And also head over to our website, www.redbearequestrian.com, and check out our new hoodie and t-shirt that go along with this Rider Equestrian series. So that's our You Got This range. Okay, so I will catch up with you in the next one of these videos, but definitely get out this weekend, get your camera out, get filming those rides, and tell me any recommendations you have, and I will catch up with you in the next video. Take care.